Am I the asshole for wanting my mom to be in the delivery room when my wife has our baby? My wife, Alice, 28 female, is 7 months pregnant. She's starting to think about who she'd like to have in the delivery room when the time comes. She said she would really like her dad there for support. Alice is really close with her dad since she was a kid and has only grown closer to him since her mom died, so that was no surprise. I'm completely fine with having Doug there. She said she doesn't want her stepmom there, which is fine. Her stepmom is really sweet, has been so helpful through the entirety of the pregnancy, and I know she will be hurt when she finds out she can't be there, but I can understand. The issue I have is that Alice doesn't want my mom there. My mom has never been my wife's biggest fan, but she is so excited to have a grandchild and has been planning on being in the delivery room the entire pregnancy and likely before. Like I said, my mom has been hard on Alice and can be a little judgmental, but she's still the grandmother of our child and wants to be there. She's also my mother, and I find it unfair that she can have her dad there, but I can't have my mom there. It's a high-risk pregnancy, and Alice has been really adamant about trying to give birth naturally, but she claims that if things take a turn and she wants an epidural or there needs to be an emergency C-section for whatever reason, she is worried about the judgment from my mom because my mom has openly expressed her distaste for both. Additionally, she says my mom is not the nicest to her. I know my mom has been a little harsh about her weight gain, even though about 30 pounds. She was 120 before. Allegedly, when my wife went over to my parents' house recently, she dropped a plate on the floor and my mom yelled at her while she made her get down on the floor and clean it up.
Oh my gosh.
I understand where Alice is coming from, and while she'll be the one giving birth, he is my child as much as hers, and I feel like I should be allowed to have my mom there. My wife and I got into a scuffle about this before she started crying, and the issue was dropped. She told me that I was being selfish, but I feel like she was being selfish too. Am I the asshole for wanting my mom to be in the delivery room while my wife has our baby?
Honestly, kind of, yeah.
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 I got a solution for you, Alice.
Yeah.
Don't invite your asshole of a husband in either.
Yeah.
Because clearly he is not getting how toxic his mom is.
Holy cow. Why would you want a woman in the delivery room with you who is shaming you about your weight gain?
30 pounds?
Yeah.
That's normal for
150
pregnancy.
is like pretty light for a person.
I'm 150.
Like-
I'm over 150.
So yeah, who would want what?
I don't. The plate thing from, okay.
Yeah, the plate thing is degrading.
She's been harsh on Alice.
Yeah.
Commenting on the weight gain. The plate thing. She accidentally dropped a plate and you're going to make a pregnant woman who probably can't even see her own vagina or feet bend down and clean up a plate.
That's so mean.
And yell at her and degrade her.
Yeah, no, that. And also, I think the biggest issue for me, why I wouldn't want this person in the delivery room, well, two. She's mean to her. And on what I would imagine is probably one of the most stressful days of your life and one of the most painful days of your life, you don't want somebody who represents like embarrassment and degrading nature. You don't want that person around you. And then second, they're very judgmental towards something that may be an alternative beyond your control. Mm-hmm. That's going to add a layer of stress because now you feel judged when you're just trying to give life. And unfortunately, you might need an epidural or a C-section and your mother-in-law is going to scoff at you. No, I don't want that person anywhere near me.
No.
And
this is the other thing. Like, yeah, she's judging her for her birth plan. She's trying to do it naturally.
Yeah.
And honestly, maybe she really chose the natural method because of how big of a the mother-in-law is.
That's what I was thinking too.
And that might be dangerous for her.
Yeah.
Especially if she's a high-risk pregnancy. You just don't... A high-risk pregnancy, like, depending on what it is, like preeclampsia or all these other things, going through labor naturally or even, like, not having a C-section could be life-threatening for this woman. Like, don't judge people or try to influence their birth plans.
Right.
Let a person, unless it's like the
We don't know
at-home
that,
crazy birth.
Did she mention that it's influenced by her mother-in-law's distaste?
No, but this is coming from, the husband's point of view.
Yeah.
So we don't really have the wife's point of view. But, I mean, she's been adamant about trying to give naturally, but she claims that if things take a turn and she wants an epidural or there needs to be a C-section, she's worried about the judgment from my mom. Because my mom has openly expressed distaste for both.
Yeah, that's like kind of a non-starter for me. Like that in and of itself, it's kind of like say less. Everything else is like add-on factors. But that right there to me would be the killer. Like I would say, no, this person can't be in the room.
This is one of the most stressful times of your life. And also it's going to be, once you are through this, it's going to be, the most rewarding potentially. you want that intimate moment with the people that are closest with you.
Right. Not somebody that makes you feel bad and unsafe and like hurt. Like that's a person that doesn't make you feel good.
No.
And that's not the energy that you want around a very difficult time.
Exactly.
And process and just painful. Like what? Can you imagine? And
no.
You could if her pattern of treating you is already shitty, like she continuously, what makes you think she's going to be pleasant on that day? Like she might say shitty things to you during labor.
Yeah.
And stress you out even more and make you mad and make that like taint the experience.
Completely agree. And I just think giving birth is such an intimate, vulnerable state. Like you're, depending on what style you go, you're either in a pool naked, spread open, you're spread eagle in a bed.
Yeah.
Like there's a difference between having your dad in the room and saying, hey, dad, stick up by my head versus having the mother-in-law in the room who, you can only control so many people and so many factors while you're trying to push out a watermelon. So I think for that, it's like, I love Justin's mom, but I'm kind of in the same boat. Like I want my mom there and Justin, and that's probably it. Because I love Justin's mom, but I don't want Justin's mom seeing my vagina and seeing me tear and seeing me potentially poop myself if we go down this road.
That's true.
Like there's just a different intimacy with your parents versus your partner's parents. I think like too with this whole thing, it's like the husband using the term like apparently. Like apparently my mom.
It sounds like doesn't buy it.
He's very much a mama's boy.
Yeah.
Which is a red flag in and of itself. Mama's boys and enmeshed sons will always choose their mom over their wives. Typically, it is a very, very hard cycle to break.
Yeah.
And having your partner pick his mom over you and not supporting you, barf.
And it's difficult because when you hear couples having babies, it's like, we are having a baby, we are delivering and we are doing a C-section. And I feel like part of me would be like,
is it really we?
I'm pushing the baby out. Okay. Are you pushing something out of your I didn't think so. It's me. So yes, it's our baby, but part of me would start to get a little upset because of this write-in. Like, you don't get to pick.
Why is he so entitled?
Yeah. Like I get it. It's a joint decision and all of this is like a team and you're both going to decide who's in the room. But at the end of the day, if it's controversial, in my opinion, she should have the final say.
Absolutely.
Because she's the one who's going to be physically distressed and just emotionally distressed. And at the end of the day, like, yes, her husband, yes, he is also stressed. He is there. This is his baby too, or husband, wife. I don't really know.
But he's not the one physically going through it.
He's not the one physically going through it. And so if it's even this controversial, you should just default and be like, you know what?
Love you, sweetie. Your call.
Yes, it's your call. And I want you to be comfortable. I want this baby to come into a comfortable, healthy, happy environment.
Yep.
Sorry, mom. And that's tough. Like, how do you tell your mom? But at the same time, you just tell her, like, she doesn't really love the idea of you seeing everything going on down there.
No, and you don't need to throw your wife under the bus either. It's just a very easy, you know what? Like, she only wants me and her dad in the room. That's it. It's going to be very intimate.
Yes, that's perfect.
You'll be able to come in and see the baby as soon as we're done.
Immediately, exactly.
Like, whatever.
Yes.
One of the top comments, overall vote, it was undeniably asshole.
Yes. Good.
So top comment, you're the asshole. This is a decision only for your wife to make. She is the one giving birth. Even if she had no reason to exclude your mother, you would be in the wrong for trying to coerce her regarding this extremely personal medical experience. Even if she didn't want you in the room, that is 100% her decision to make. Furthermore, from your description, your mother has been outright abusive to her.
Yep.
From verbally and emotionally harassing her about her weight, to her pregnancy choices, to eventually screaming at a pregnant person to get on the floor and clean up a broken dish.
Ugh.
There is no excuse for her actions.
No.
Grandparents don't generally have any rights to their grandchildren. And frankly, I wouldn't fault your wife if she decided to never ever let her child meet your mother for fear of potential abuse.
Damn, that is a good point.
OP replies,
oh shit.
I have never seen the behavior that Alice has described. I have only heard some snide remarks on occasion. She acts fine around me. My wife isn't one to lie, but my mom is typically a sweet person. To you.
Well, let's see. How do those two things coexist? Like, typically a sweet person.
You.
Yeah, to you. And your
her
wife's not a
golden
liar.
boy. Her mama's boy.
Yeah.
I've heard some snide remarks. Okay. Do you think snide remarks are okay?
Yeah, snide remarks are snide remarks.
God. You still don't get it, someone replies. Your mother could be the nicest, sweetest, most caring person, Alice, in the world, and it's still 100% Alice's decision about who is in the room.
Yeah.
Birth is very painful, very intimate, and your wife's comfort is the only thing that matters.
Yes.
It's not about fairness.
Yes.
It's about support for your wife.
Okay, good. I'm glad. I thought I was going to get yelled at for saying that this should be the wife's decision because some people are like, no, this is a joint decision.
No.
Da-da-da-da.
After, you know, it's a joint decision what happens and how you raise your child after it's
Sure.
here. But a birth plan
Yeah.
should be solely up to the person that is going through it.
That's what I thought. I just don't know how these things work.
Unless it is extremely dangerous, like
Yeah.
another story we've talked about where it's like totally unassisted home birth. Like,
Yeah.
unless it's super dangerous, then other people might have to step in. But
Yeah.
this is not.
That makes sense. That
This
makes a lot of sense.
This is not.
Yeah. These are things I have not thought about, but that's insane. And I agree. Like, my deep down thought is that it's really her decision and this shouldn't even be up for debate. If she doesn't feel comfortable with her, whether or not the reasons are apparently or real,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It's her comfort.
It's her. Yeah. There's another really long comment like, you're the asshole. Your wife is going to be vulnerable, half naked, not much dignity left kind of position.
Oh.
There could be blood. There could be poop, yelling, screaming. She needs people who will support her. And it sounds like your mom hasn't exactly done that.
Nope.
Your mom commented on weight she's gained during pregnancy is so far from okay. They go on to say a bunch of other stuff. And OP replies, so her father gets to see her naked, pooping, etc. That doesn't seem the
my
slightest
God.
bit weird to
I
you.
hate this guy. I hate this guy.
Asshole.
No, that's not weird. It's her father who literally saw her come into the world probably.
Yeah, exactly. And also, like, a lot of people have, like, birthing gowns these days.
Yeah.
And so,
there's that thingy. Yeah, the little shade guy.
well, the birthing gown, like, typically is, like, some people put it over their knees. Like, the dad can stay up by the head, hold her
But
hand.
if it's a C-section, I've seen that they put up like that
They
little
drape.
curtain thing.
They drape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't know what's going to happen.
No,
based
you don't
on-
see. It's,
you know.
it's very,
Yeah. And
I mean, they're
also,
slicing
even if there's
open.
not, the dad probably, I don't know, now I'm really assuming, but the dad's probably not going to be all up in there staring.
No.
He's probably going to be holding his daughter's hand.
Looking at
Probably
her face.
kind of low-key trying not to look. I would hope if he's like a normal guy,
Yeah.
you know. You. That's her dad. Like,
Also,
off.
also extra you to this dude because of the fact she lost her mom.
Yeah.
So I'm sure
off.
I'm sure her dad probably wasn't her first ideal choice,
No.
but that's her dad. Her mom is gone.
Yeah.
That's all she has.
Yeah.
And her stepmom's going to be so hurt.
Also, that's a really good point though, because that's actually perfect for the reason, like mom, don't be too offended. Her stepmom's not even going to be in the room.
No.
That's closer to her than you are. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I'm assuming here, but so, I mean, no, it, move on. That's not you move on, like him move on.
Yeah.
Get over yourself. Let your wife call the shots. I'm almost so sorry that she has to have a child with this man, but
I know. Another comment. This is a medical procedure, not pay-per-view.
yeah, so true. Like who gets a ticket?
Yeah, no, come on. Get it together, people.
No.